Hello friends, I am Welshie and welcome to Theory Pop. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the things that we could see in Season 4 of The Dragon Prince. Though we don't have a release date for the show's next season just yet, at least at the time of making this video, there is hope and speculation within the community that there may be an announcement coming soon. While we wait for official news, let's speculate on what could happen in the next book of The Dragon Prince. As always, be aware that there are spoilers ahead. By the end of Season 3, the Fellowship of the Egg was successful in their mission. Viren and his army had been defeated at the Stormspire, and Zim had been returned to his mother, the Sky Dragon Zubeia. Though the Queen of the Dragons has her child back, and her reaction to humans and elves united in her chamber had a hopeful tone, the tensions between the magical lands of Zadia and the 5 human kingdoms will not be resolved by this. There is over a millennia of animosity, prejudice and conflict, stretching back to when the humans were first exiled to the western half of the continent. Centuries of horror stories about bloodthirsty elves, and all humans being dark magic wielding monsters, will be very difficult to overcome. More recent events in the timeline of Zadia, such as Harrow and Viren ending Thunder's life with dark magic, and the Moonshadow Elves assassinating the King of Katolis, are still fresh wounds for the races of this world. Even with an alliance of elves and humans battling against Viren's dark magic infused forces to protect Zim and Zubeia, there will still be those that will not be quick to forgive past transgressions. It was, after all, a human invasion into Zadia that resulted in the death of the Sunfire Elf Queen and the theft and corruption of the Sun Primal Stone from Luxoria. Although we, as the audience, know that AARAVOS was directly involved, the only one that spoke with the Startouch Elf was Kessa, and she's not around to tell anyone. There's also the issue of the leaders of the human kingdoms being attacked by Viren's Shadow Elves. Again, as far as most people within the world of the show are concerned, these were elven assassins, sent to strike down their kings and queens, and that cannot go unanswered. The return of Ozymandias, son of Avizandum and Zubeia, is a great start on the path to a meaningful and lasting peace. But old wounds and centuries of distrust and prejudice on both sides will be difficult to overcome. We may see a meeting between the leadership of the elves and dragons of Zadia and the remaining royalty of the human kingdoms, as they discuss a path forward and a cease to the hostilities. But it's going to be very interesting to see just how the events and machinations of certain key players affect this. When we left off from Season 3, Claudia had just revived her father, Viren, after his impromptu skydive from the peak of the Stormspire without a parachute. When the Dark Mage asks about his little bug pal, Claudia points out a large glowing cocoon hanging from the ceiling of the cave they are in. It appears AARAVOS survived the fall, and is changing into a new physical form. The Startouch Elf may have gained enough power from his brief absorption of Zim's primal essence to pupate into a more suitable form. I don't think he'll regain his true Startouch Elf body, but will instead be something that is more insect-like, keeping certain elements from his bug pal form. Or perhaps he will turn into a beautiful butterfly. I do think that he will be capable of performing magic more directly in this new form, without so heavily relying on Viren as a vessel, and will come to rely less and less on the human mage. I just really hope when he emerges, he tells Claudia and Viren, "This isn't even my final form." When Callum met Ibis, a Skywing elf, at the Stormspire, he asked the mage to teach him sky magic. When Ibis tried to dismiss Callum's request by telling him humans can't do magic, Callum surprises the mage with the Fulminous spell, proving to the elf that humans are indeed capable of learning primal magic and connecting with an arcanum. I am eager to see Callum's further development as a mage, as magic is such an intrinsic part of his character. In Season 1, we saw how an unsure Callum, lacking in confidence, struggled to find his place in the world. The tasks he was expected to excel at as a prince, like horseback riding and sword fighting, felt alien and unnatural to him. But when Callum performed magic for the first time, using a primal stone, and was later called a mage by Rayla, he knew that magic was his calling. Callum had found something that felt right and comfortable, and established his role within the group as the magic user. He then had to give that up in order to save the unhatched Dragon Prince, destroying the primal stone to create a storm so the egg could hatch. I loved how selfless Callum was here, knowingly giving up his newfound identity to save the life of Zim and give the world a chance at peace. A key part of Season 2 was Callum's journey to rediscover this identity and find his own way to connect with the Sky Arcanum, while simultaneously struggling with the idea he may never be able to do magic again. Now that he has proven to be a capable mage and has a connection with the Sky Arcanum, I expect we'll see Callum pick up a few new spells and undergo some more formal training. Where better to nurture his developing primal connection than at the Stormspire, the Sky Nexus itself? As he has already proven to Ibis that he is able to use primal magic, Callum may receive some tutelage from the Skywing Elf during his time at the Spire. I'm certainly eager to see what new abilities Callum will learn in the next season. Over the course of the previous 3 seasons, we have been introduced to the Archdragons of 2 of the primal sources. There is Solregum, the Archdragon of the Sun, now blinded and bitter, and Avizandum, the Archdragon of the Sky, now a lifeless relic of cracked and crumbling stone. Season 4 may see the introduction of 1 or more of the Archdragons for the remaining 4 primal sources. We may not see all of them, but there's one that will be likely to make an appearance. The Archdragon of Earth. In the show's tie-in paperback book, Callum's Spellbook, we get our first glimpse of an as yet unrevealed Archdragon, Rex Igneous, the Archdragon of Earth. Callum's sketch of this behemoth is based on the description Rayla gave him, but the Moonshadow Elf reveals that her description may not be fully accurate, as she has not personally seen the dragon. It's also noted that he lives deep beneath a mountain, and only ventures up to the surface once a century, so is rarely seen by those that live above ground. Rex is shown with thick rock-like plates covering his head, back and chest, and look capable of withstanding the pressure of living deep beneath the earth. Interesting to note is that his wings are located on his arms, more like those of a wyvern, rather than the separate wings of Solregum and Avizandum. I think this is probably some of the show's concept art that was included in the book to show how the dragon's appearances differ based on which primal source they are connected to and the environment they live in. I really want to see this magnificent drake animated on screen. Those are some of the things I think we'll see in Season 4 of The Dragon Prince. There's still so much of Xadia yet to be revealed and explored. We haven't really seen the other human kingdoms, and there's still a number of types of elves to meet. Hopefully we get the 4th season soon, and can explore more of the world of The Dragon Prince. But what do you folks think? What are you most hoping to see in Season 4? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Click my face to subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified when new videos go live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.